This is CBS LA Mornings.
For a look at your next weather forecast on this Monday morning, Alex, what's going on?
Good morning, Alex. Well, we're not seeing any rain here yet, so there haven't been any problems in the Palisades burn scar, but we're standing by to make sure there aren't. We are at Topanga Canyon and PCH, and as I step out of the way, you see that the road here is closed. That has become the thing that Caltrans does every time we have a storm, basically since the fire last year. Now, I want to show you some video of this stretch of roadway. SkyCal flew over it yesterday, and we're talking about the 3-mile stretch from PCH up to Grandview. Basically, even though crews have been doing a lot of work trying to firm up the hillsides, trying to make sure that there's K-rails and retaining walls in place. In past storms, we've seen some mud and rock come down, and the worry is that if cars are going at the time, drivers might get stuck. And so that's why Caltrans has been very proactive, just trying to keep that road closed when we have a storm come through so that nobody is in danger. Because the road is so narrow, that's really why they're concerned on this stretch of roadway. So it's going to be closed from now until when they think it's safe, and we don't know exactly when that might be. It might be a couple of days. Now, I also want to show you the preps that we've been seeing here in the lower areas in Pacific Palisades and Malibu. Sandbag stations have been set up at the fire stations because there is a chance that there could be a lot of rain and there could be flooding in some areas. Public works crews have been through this area. They've been clearing storm drains, trying to do everything they can to make sure that if the rain comes down heavy, that there won't be too much of an impact. But we know that still a lot of the hillsides are recovering after the fire last year, and there could be some areas where there is a lot of water or mud flow, and that's why people are being urged to take precautions on their own to get those sandbags and put them outside their property if they've had problems in the past. And as we come back out here live, there are some areas here in the Palisades burn scar where there are evacuation warnings. So nothing mandatory yet because, again, as we're saying, there's no rain here yet. But we do know that we're going to be getting rain as the day goes on, and it could be heavy at times. So people who live in this area, we've been through a few of these storms. Everybody just needs to kind of pay attention to the forecast and be ready to go if the conditions warrant that. Right now, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Tina, thank you so much. And preparations also underway in Altadena to prevent damage to homes near the Eaton Fire burn scar. We spoke to Altadena residents who are hoping this storm will be less problematic than last year's.
Yeah, if it's weather, like if there's rain, then I kind of like, I mean, it's good and bad, right? Given because last year, I remember when it happened, it was like super dry, and it didn't rain for a long time, and then it got really, really windy. So I'm a little like, when it's windy, I get a little more apprehensive about it.
City officials want residents to stay aware of evacuations and be prepared with the essentials in case they need to leave. And let's talk about the evacuation warnings in place already this morning. Our assignment manager, Mark Lewis, at the desk with a look at where people need to be prepared. Mark.
Yeah, you know, Christine, there are just so many burn scars in Southern California that firefighters are concerned about. And because of that, there are already evacuation warnings in place for the foreseeable future. Let's come out to my map and talk about where people need to be ready to leave in case this rain intensifies. Now, of course, there are some very familiar places. The big one right here, the Palisades burn scar. It's really tough to overstate just how large this is. It stretches all the way from Palisades to the other end of Malibu. This entire yellow area is under an evacuation warning effect. And then there is also this smaller one just to the north. This is the burn scar from a fire called the Kenneth Fire. Happened around the same time as the Palisades fire in January of 2025. Now let's move up here. There was a fire here in August of 2025 called the Canyon Fire. This is just to the east of Santa Clarita. This area, mountainous community there, needs to be evacuation warning prepared also. And then this fire burn zone over here in the Agua Dulce area. This is from the Hawk Fire, also in August of 2025. Then picking up and moving to the south here, there is, of course, the big one here, the Eaton Fire burn scar, also very, very large. You can see it stretches all the way from Sierra Madre almost to La Cañada, Flint Ridge. Everyone in the Altadena and Sierra Madre areas there that live in the foothill need to have their bags packed in case this gets worse in terms of rain. And then there's the small one here, right in the heart of Hollywood. This was from, I believe it was called the Sunset Fire. That happened also around the time of the Eden and Palisades fire, and there are some communities right there just at the bottom of the hill here in Hollywood that need to be ready to be packed and ready to go in case there is a debris flow or mudslide there. Now, is there something you want to tell us here at the desk? You can text it to us, 818-221-2222. You can send us pictures and video, and today especially, if there's video that you have of rain, debris, or mud flows in your neighborhood, we want to see what's happening there and show what's going on in your community. So text it to that number. It'll come right to me or a member of our assignment desk team. That's it here from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Mark, sounds good. Thank you. Some light rain is already starting to fall near the coast in Ventura as well.
But the heaviest parts of the storm are still on their way, and our Rick Montanez is live with a look at the conditions near the pier. Rick, how's it looking right now?
Yeah, good morning. I can tell you it is definitely cold and a bit breezy out here. It's been raining off and on, but very lightly for the past, I would say, 90 minutes or so that we've been out here. And I feel like the storm's kind of toying with us because when we're here for our live report, the rain stops. But when we toss it back to you, the rain starts again. So let's show you some video, because we did get some proof that it is raining out here this morning. So you can see some of the drops here near the Ventura Pier. Of course, we're expecting for a lot more rain to make its way here throughout the morning and across Southern California. But really, this is just what we're seeing to begin the day. So anyone who is waking up right now, you're getting ready to head out, just know you have to have your rain gear with you because it's expected to be a soaker today. But if it's not raining where you are yet, it will be cold and a bit breezy, so be prepared for that. So right now, the pier starting, starting to get wet. We're keeping an eye on conditions, though, and we'll let you know when the rain really starts to come down. Back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. And I do want to take you outside for a look at your current conditions. And because it's a holiday, I'm not seeing too much volume out there. Although Christine did say, hey, there's a lot of people on the road this morning. So either way, please take it easy. In Sherman Oaks, they do have a car fire, southbound 405 at Burbank Boulevard. It's already on the shoulder this morning, and there's no major backup there. The rest of LA looks great. So much green. Here's a look at SkyCal overhead on the 5 in Burbank, where you can see the road is wide open in both directions here. Couple cars out there, but definitely not as much as we typically see, especially by 6:07 in the morning. And I still have this car fire in Chino Hills, southbound 71 before Central. 2 right lanes are blocked, but again, because it's early and because it's a holiday, not a major backup. But again, I'll keep you updated with more travel times and any incidents I see that pop up. But be sure to stick with CBS LA and CBSLA.com for complete coverage of the storm. We're also streaming on CBS News Los Angeles.
A close call for a Camarillo neighborhood. A small plane came crashing down near homes. The plane ended up on its roof in a drainage canal just off Carmen Drive and Lucero Street. It happened around 6 p.m. last night. Ventura County firefighters rescued 2 people from that wreck. Both were hospitalized with serious injuries. We spoke with neighbors rattled by the crash.
Camarillo is a small city and a quiet town, and like stuff like this, when it happens, as you can see, shakes the community up a bit.
It was hard to see at first, but once they got what they wanted, it started clearing, and then we were able to see the airplane.
I was actually very shocked. I actually thought it was going to be much worse, so I'm glad that it wasn't much worse and the patients were not killed.
Thankfully, no homes were damaged in that crash. Data from flight trackers show the plane took off from Las Vegas International Airport. The cause of the crash still under investigation.
Also, an investigation is underway after a crash on the 405 involving an LAPD motorcycle officer. The CHP says the crash happened around 6 p.m. yesterday in the southbound lanes just north of the 10. LA Fire Department says a car collided with the motorcycle officer and the officer was taken to the hospital. No word so far on their condition.
It's now been more than 2 weeks since Nancy Guthrie was reported missing. Today Show host Savannah Guthrie made this new plea in a video.
It is never too late to do the right thing.
Sources tell CBS News investigators have reviewed security camera video at the Tucson Walmart store as they focus on that black Ozark Trail hiker pack the suspect was wearing. It's sold exclusively at Walmart. On top of that, the Pima County Sheriff says his face mask was also purchased from the big box chain. Over the weekend, the FBI announced a black glove found near Nancy Guthrie's home is now being tested for DNA because it matches the ones worn by the suspect. Meantime, supporters are signing a giant Bring Her Home banner outside a local news station.
I just think of, what if this was my mother, and I just feel so bad for them.
On Friday, law enforcement searched a second house and an SUV less than 2 miles away from Guthrie's home, but no arrests were made. And a reminder, the FBI is now offering a $100,000 reward. And stay with CBS LA and CBSLA.com as we track the latest developments in the search for Nancy Guthrie.
A partial government shutdown is underway this morning. Republicans and Democrats in Congress remain deadlocked over funding Homeland Security. The shutdown affects the TSA, FEMA, and the Coast Guard. Democrats